Hello. As you may recall, a few months ago I made a video called Who Is She?, where I described a bunch of new things I would like to bring to this channel. I've thought about doing a lot of those things, thought about it a lot. And one of those things is a series, segment, something called Grapes of Wrath, in which I do a lot of this and say a lot of things. So not really that different from usual. However, I just wanted a space where I could talk about whatever the fuck I wanted, because it's my fucking channel. Nobody puts baby in a corner. So as I was thinking about the topic that I wanted to begin this series with, to really convince you of the quality of its content, I decided that for its inaugural, do you guys remember Obama's first inauguration? For the first installment, I decided it would be a great idea to talk about my nipples. More specifically, areolas. And this is because, okay, nipple shame is real and it needs to be addressed and discussed because feminism is what I'm doing right now. Welcome to Grapes of Wrath. So, my nipples. Listen, I have large sacs of flesh and fat and skin that distend from my torso. I think we all know what I'm talking about here. And along with that comes large areolas. I have a lot of shame packed up in these flesh sacs that hang from my chest. But that didn't have anything to do with the areola region until I was about 18. I hadn't been exposed to a Lauderdale. I've also never been to Fort Lauderdale. I was never exposed to a lot of chest regions. And I just kind of thought that what I had going on was just normal. And I was like, whatever, didn't really care about it. Then, when I was in grade 12, some fucking douchebag that I went to school with, who graduated and turned out to be awful, he was interested in a girl that my friend did sports with. And so he asked her if in the change room she had seen her naked, the girl he was interested in, and was like, so what kind of like nipples are we talking about? Like, are we talking like quarter size, dime size? And I was just sitting there like, what? People have nipples the size of small change? Are you kidding me? Like, I was very... That one really threw me off. And so, of course, my response to this was shame. And I think I was like real mad about it. And so I think I actually measured out how many pieces of small change I could fit within the circumference of my areola. And it was like, I think it was like a loonie and a toonie and 5 pennies or something like that. So if you need some kind of reference point, that's what we're working with over here. I have grown to come to terms with this a little bit more, and like have been okay with it kind of mostly. One of the reasons I'm okay with it is because although my areola surface is large, it's see-through. I have transparent areolas. Like, it's literally half a shade darker than the rest of my pasty ass skin. Like, you can see the veins all the way through that entire situation. That whole landscaping thing that we got going on there. And so I recently have become more open in talking about this because, again, I think we all need to talk more about our areolas and our nipples, and in a more complex way than maybe has been done in the past. And so I mentioned this at work, where I work in a kitchen with all women, I might add. It's great. And we all had a good laugh about it, and I am now affectionately known as Ghost Titties, so that's fun. But something that I have not come to terms with about the case of the large areola is the fact that there is more surface space with which bug bites can occur. You heard me. This summer, I have been subjected to some of the worst things that have ever happened to me. One of those being bug bite on the areola. Okay? No one should have to deal with that. Why am I being punished in this way? At God. Why? That was the first episode of Grapes of Wrath. I had 3 sips of this and I'm like this. Drink responsibly. Evaluate your coping mechanisms. Mourn for the loss of Obama. And keep watching my videos, please. You may think I would need this to talk about parts of my body on the internet like this, but I'll do it in person. I'll do it sober. I don't need any kind of assistance with this. I'm a very open person. Very open to the point where it's almost like I'm guarding a lot of stuff and just have a facade of being open and not caring about things, you know? We got off track.